today I'm going to be going through this version of Sitting on Top of the World on the Tunefox web application. You can go to tunefox.com/mandolin/sitting on top of the world /advanced. I'm going to link that in the description of this video, and also there will be a blog post posted right after this, so you can go check that out and learn with me while I do this video, while you watch the recording. So let's get into it. You're looking at the advanced version of Sitting on Top of the World, and the first thing that I like to do when I arrive to a piece of music on Tunefox is go to the settings, make sure I've got my mandolin up, my band, close to the middle, but a little bit less, and the metronome on, and I like to listen to it. So I'm going to make sure my volume is up, and let's give it a listen. Okay, it's looped. What I'm going to do is turn down the volume of the band a little bit more, and I'm going to listen to it one more time. Okay, so now what I want to do is first make sure I'm in tune. Okay, sounds good. But this song is in the key of A. So if you don't know the chords of it, we have it so you can actually click on the chords in the song and see different versions of an A chord here. So you have this one right here. Cool. And sometimes I'll just go through the song and play through the chords at the same time as it's playing, just to kind of like get myself associated with that melody and the chords and where the melody is happening with the chords. That's a great way to start out. But let's just dive into the melody. What I like to do is click on the measures that I want to learn and loop those measures. And of course, we should slow this down a bit. Maybe to 70. There we go. And okay, so I just played along with it. I'm a little out of tune. I missed that pull off. So, so this is just a pickup measure right here. And then the actual melody starts right here. Like that. Okay, so let's loop that a little bit, try to get that under our fingers. Okay, so that feels good to me. I'm going to slow it down even more because I feel like that's a little bit too much. A little too much speed. Hey Dave, if you're watching, good to see you here. Okay, so let's look at these next two measures. So I'm going to unselect the ones that I had before, and then I'm just going to read through this tab a little bit. Okay. Let's play that. That's cool. Okay, cool. So in tune. Mandolin's not my first instrument. I'm not used to tuning 8 strings at one time. Banjo and guitar are much easier to tune than a mandolin, in my opinion. So you have this line right here. Okay, I'm not really into that phrase for this measure, so I'm actually going to switch it to a bluesy thing, or see how this sounds at least. So let's deselect that and select that. That's kind of cool. Let's hear the bluegrass option. And let's take it from here. Cool, that feels good. Let's move on to the next part of this. 2 measures at a time. That's just gonna be how I'm rolling with it today. Okay, so these 2 measures feel fairly easy to me. It's a lot of dealing with the 2nd and 4th frets. I know we have that 6th fret right there, but then going down to the 2nd fret. Cool. So let's take it from the top. And what I like to do is click this back button. Okay, cool. Feeling good about that. Before I speed that section up, I'm just going to continue learning this because I want to finish this, or finish actually just getting my fingers under the song in its entirety before I start like isolating sections and committing it to memory. So let's check out these last 3 measures. So I'm noticing that there's pull-offs. These little symbols right here are the pull-off symbols. That's just kind of down the A major scale. So we got... Okay, I can already tell this is going to be the most challenging part of the song for me. Yeah. So if you're learning along or listening along to me, if you have any questions along the way, just let me know in the comments. And if you're watching the recording of this, you can just comment on the blog post or on Facebook, and I'll try to address those. But I know I'm going through this fairly fast, and I'm trying to commit this to memory fast so I can actually play it without the tab, and that's an important thing to be able to do, is not to rely on the tab. So to do that, you can do a couple things. There's some tools that Tunefox has, but I recommend just listening to the recording of this. If you have a favorite recording of a mandolin player playing this, doesn't have to be a mandolin player, but if you play mandolin, it's good to check that out, because there's going to be vocabulary that you're going to want to steal from those mandolin players playing this tune. If you have a favorite recording of this, listen to it over and over again to get that melody in your head so you can sing it, or to the point that you can sing it. And that's going to help you with figuring out this stuff and committing it to memory. I know this song. I'm familiar with this song. That's why I can pick this up fairly quickly. But you can do the same thing with Tunefox. You can go into settings. Oh, sorry, not that settings. Tools. And you can click hide notes, and it'll hide all the notes. So that means you go to the top and you can't see anything, So you can see what string the melody note is on, but you can't see what fret it's on. So it kind of forces you to listen to the melody instead of just kind of dive right into the tab. And that's always a really good thing to do, is to listen to it before you actually try to dive in and learn it. So I'm going to undo that. Okay, I'm going to go back down to these measures that we were shedding. Okay, so let's try to play through it or read through it with the backing tracks. 65 feels good. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit so I can really try to nail it. Hey, Dave, good question. We don't have any plans right now, but I'll talk to our team about that in our next meeting and see if we can include some lyrics on this. I do think that would be a helpful addition for people wanting to learn this tune. Hey, Yitka, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to try and play through this tune right here. Okay. That felt pretty good. I'm going to try and tune my G string here. That felt really good. So I am still reading it for the most part. What I want to do now is use my memory train option. So each time that this song loops, some of the notes will disappear, which will hopefully, by the end of playing through this tune like 5 or 6 times. I'm not going to do that here because I know for you it might be boring to watch the playback engine go through it 5 or 6 times. But hopefully by the end of doing that, I'll have most of this tune memorized. Another way that I try to memorize something is I just force myself to look away and flub it, So a lot of times sometimes I'll nail it, but sometimes most of the time I'll flub it. And you can't really get away from that when you're trying to memorize something. It's all about repetition. Okay, so let us go back to the top. I just kind of realized something. I don't know if I pushed. Oh, I did push apply changes. So memory train should be working. Nah. I know my tuning's not that great now, but I'm gonna stick with it for the time being. I'm gonna turn the mandolin down and turn the band up. So now I'm not gonna be relying on the actual sound of the mandolin to play this melody, which is really important for kind of internalizing this more and learning this faster. Hey Lucas, how you doing? All right, so here we go. Ah. Anyways, I can't even bear with this out of tuneness. I'm going to have to tune. Oh, let me turn the mandolin on again. Okay, so those are a couple different ways that you can practice this tune and get this tune under your fingers so you can start memorizing it faster. And then what you want to do after you've gotten this melody under your fingers is go and explore the different licks in the song. So there's a couple different things that you can do here. In these 4 measures, you can switch out these licks. So you can have a bluesy one there, you can have a bluesy one here. And this one you can have chromatic, so that's the red option. And that just gives you a bunch of different ways to play this tune. It gives you a ton of different ways to play this tune. If you switch out the licks and have a bluesy one here the first time and then you put a bluegrass one there, then you're going to have a ton of different ways to learn this song and play this melody and alternate melodies for this song at jam sessions, which is a really cool thing. And the goal for this is not to just be able to play these arrangements that you've created using the lick switcher, but to kind of break you free of just playing one arrangement of a song and starting to understand how to improvise in the context of a chord progression, and not just this chord progression, but any chord progression that you encounter at a jam session. So these licks are interchangeable in a lot of different ways, and you can go up to our lick library here and click on licks, and that will take you to our lick library, and you can check out the many different licks that we have there, which all come from our Tunefox song. So the goal here is to help you become a much more creative player. And yeah, we are a tab-based learning software, but we're trying to branch out of just learning from one specific arrangement so you can learn a bunch of different versions of a song inside the context of one arrangement. It's kind of a different way of going about creative learning in that regard. So if you have any questions about this, let us know on our blog post that we'll post, or let us know on our Facebook page, or you can message us. And also, thanks so much for watching this and tuning in for this time. Thanks, Yika. And you can sign up for a 7-day free trial by going to our website and use the promo code FBLive15 to get 15% off of your monthly subscription for watching this. Thanks again, and see you next Thursday for another Tunefox lesson.